Daniel Mercer was the record keeper everyone trusted, an Integrity Award winner, promoted in 2017, known for late-night vigilance. Then an audit revealed something no one saw coming: vanished files, digital gaps, accusations that would shatter his life. What happened behind those locked doors set in motion the case that broke a man's soul. The true origin of that downfall lies deeper than the records suggest. Daniel Mercer's name appeared on every important file that moved through the Department of Infrastructure. When the agency needed someone to supervise the archives, Mercer's record spoke for itself. His promotion in 2017 came with a formal citation for excellence in record integrity, an honor reserved for those who caught errors before anyone else noticed. Colleagues described him as the one who never left a document unsigned or a ledger unchecked, often staying late to reconcile audit logs long after the offices had emptied. Supervisors trusted him with confidential procurement files, knowing he would keep the chain of custody airtight. Mercer's personnel file listed 0 infractions and a string of glowing reviews. He ran monthly integrity checks by choice, not mandate, and became the department's unofficial go-to for document retrieval. For years, Mercer's careful stewardship was the invisible backbone of the agency's operations, a standard against which others measured themselves. Long after most lights in the building dimmed, Daniel Mercer's office remained a small island of activity. Custody logs from 2018 show his badge was often the last to register out, sometimes as late as 2:40 in the morning. He moved quietly from file cabinet to terminal, cross-checking signatures, initials, and timestamps against the department's master ledger. Stacks of procurement folders lined his desk, each one reviewed for missing pages or mismatched forms before he signed off. A supervisor once said he could set his watch by Mercer's nightly rounds. Colleagues recalled the sound of his keyboard echoing down the empty hallways, the glow of his screen visible through the glass. He kept a personal notebook of every document he handled, jotting down access times and cross-referencing with the official logs. For Mercer, these rituals were more than routine. They were a matter of pride, a private assurance that nothing would slip through unnoticed. On January 3, 2019, an internal audit flagged missing invoice pages from the procurement files, an anomaly that should have triggered immediate review. Within weeks, a string of emails surfaced between senior procurement officers, each message pressing for clean copies of contract records. The chain stretched from February through April, with timestamps that did not always line up, and some edits traced to devices outside the department time zone. By May 12, 2019, the building security logs recorded Daniel Mercer badging into the archive room at 11:14 p.m. Surveillance footage captured him scanning shelves, removing a folder, and pausing for several minutes. But a 2-minute gap in the CCTV feed, coinciding with a sudden data loss in the door access logs, left a crucial window unaccounted for. No other badge swipes were recorded. When auditors reviewed the footage and logs, the missing segment raised more questions than it answered. The department official records now showed unexplained gaps at every step, each one pointing away from routine error and towards something more deliberate. An Inspector General subpoena arrived on a rainy morning, stamped with urgency and the weight of official scrutiny. The order demanded every digital backup, every physical folder, and every access log tied to Contract 2017, DINF. Forensic Examiner. Dr. Laura Kim took the stand with a stack of evidence bags and a slim laptop. She explained that the department's files had failed a basic integrity check. The digital hash of the contract, PDF, no longer matched the original, a fingerprint broken by unseen hands. Metadata revealed the document had been altered after the internal audit, timestamps rewritten, traces of access after deletion lingering in the master file table. Dr. Kim's report, admitted into evidence on July 22, 2020, described a sequence of hash mismatches and missing backup snapshots, each step rendering the original record unrecoverable. The judge reviewed the findings in silence, then ruled the corrupted files admissible. From that moment, the courtroom's attention locked onto Daniel Mercer. Every anomaly, every gap in the record, now bore his name. Medical intake notes from June 2019 describe Daniel Mercer as suffering acute anxiety, with persistent insomnia and racing thoughts that began after the audit flagged missing invoice pages. Human resources logs document a sharp increase in unscheduled absences, 5 days in the month following the Inspector General's subpoena. His previous record showed perfect attendance. A redacted text message preserved in the case file reads simply, "I can't stop worrying, they will pin this on me." Colleagues reported Mercer grew withdrawn, avoiding the break room and skipping department meetings. His badge activity, once steady and predictable, became erratic. Each new legal filing seemed to pull him further from routine as the pressure of suspicion closed in. The department's internal review closed with a brief summary and a handful of minor policy tweaks, but the watchdog's report warned that deep vulnerabilities remained. Public records show the appellate docket for Mercer's case is still active. Official reforms have been limited, leaving key risks unresolved and accountability in question. Trust in records is fragile. One breach, and doubt infects the system. Today, every missing file risks a life unraveling. In the end, accountability is not abstract. It is personal.